In Sebastian, Florida, partly cloudy skies. We got some winds 5 to 10 miles per hour coming out of the east right now. My name is Andy Hodges for your Sebastian Daily News. Tonight's low is going to be 77 degrees. Today is the last day pretty much for sunshine. Tomorrow morning we should also have some sunshine before the clouds start rolling in from Hurricane Isaias, and basically they're looking at tomorrow night that the winds are going to start picking up, but we'll get into that in a second. We are under a hurricane watch, and we're also under a tropical storm warning at this point for both Indian River County and Brevard County. Tonight the winds are going to be picking up around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then on Saturday, the winds are going to be gusting to 30 miles per hour. Sunday morning, there's going to be tropical storm conditions throughout the day. The winds from the storm at this point in time, and that could change, the winds should die down sometime late Sunday as the storm moves through. Now, things keep changing every 3 hours on this storm, so I'm going to give you the latest on what's going on right now. Let me show you the latest map that they just released during their 2 o'clock update, and we'll just look at this together here if I can see this map. Okay, here's the map, and here's what we're looking at for that's going on right now. You can see the pathway for this storm going up the coast, and that's basically what we have right now. There's really no big change since 11 a.m. This storm is definitely going to get near us right now, but let me tell you what some of the forecasters are talking about right now. First of all, there's this shear on the backside of the storm, as well as dry air in the front side, and that kind of keeps things in check with the storm as far as the storm getting large or wider or stronger. So that's what's keeping the storm from getting any worse as far as strengthening. They do think that it's going to strengthen a little bit, but there's also a lack of land interaction as this storm is hitting the Bahamas sometime this weekend before it moves past us. And because of that and the warm waters, they think it could be a Category 2 by the time it passes us from in the Atlantic. Category 2, of course, is dangerous winds. The winds are between 96 miles per hour and 110 miles per hour, but that does not mean that Sebastian will get 100-mile-an-hour winds. That is the core of the storm, that so far it is going to remain off our coast in the open water. And there's also this going on right now. A lot of people are talking about 2 other hurricanes that are going on out in the Atlantic. First of all, there's no other hurricanes going on right now other than Isaias that we've been reporting on. There are 2 storm waves pretty much off the coast of Africa heading towards the Caribbean. And most of the forecasters that we've spoken to believe that both of these storms are going to curve out into the open waters long before it even gets to the Caribbean. So don't worry about that right now. We got enough to worry about. Pandemic, hurricanes, we got enough to worry about. Let's focus just on the one storm that's heading in our direction right now. Most forecasters are saying if the storm strengthens, it will stay off the coast. If it becomes a Category 2, most forecasters are saying it will stay off the coast. However, if it, and these are unofficial, this is unofficial, this has not been released by the National Hurricane Center. These are just opinions from multiple forecasters. So they claim that if it's going to be a Category 2, in their opinion, it'll stay off the coast of Florida and we won't get hit with a Category 2. That's an opinion as of right now. If the storm moves closer to our shoreline and near us, here in Sebastian, they think it's going to weaken. So there's some good news with that. either way, it's a good news. But again, either way, it's really up to the National Hurricane Center and their reports. Those are the people that we are monitoring, and that's how we get our reports. We get them from the National Hurricane Center. Here's some things to watch. This is a slower moving storm than it was before it hit the Caribbean. It was going 22 miles per hour, and that's good when it does that because it doesn't have time to strengthen. But now it's starting to slow down a bit, and there's a concern there that as this storm slows down, it'll strengthen. Those are some things we just have to watch. A slow moving storm, the slower it moves, the more stronger it gets. And like I said, there's not much land that can slow this storm down. Going back to the theory of the multiple forecasters we've spoken with, if that storm starts heading our way and closer to the shore, again, they believe that because there's land involved, it will weaken before it even gets here. So we have to keep an eye on that. Now, we're not going to do any coronavirus updates today, and I'm sorry if you've been looking for the numbers. I can tell you yesterday was approximately 8,900 cases, but other than that, we are going to focus all weekend just on this storm. This is priority. Also, all testing sites are closing down this afternoon because of the hurricane, and we can expect these numbers to drop. All right, so Monday or Tuesday, when we begin to report again on the COVID-19 numbers, don't get excited when you see that there's only 100 cases. That's only because they shut down, and we are I'm sure we're going to see the numbers soar as they play catch up with the labs because of the storm. So there's just a couple of things we got to keep an eye on. So listen, today and all through this weekend, Sebastian Daily, we're going to be out there on the streets. We're going to be watching this storm, and we're going to be reporting it live as this storm passes. So we're going to be doing that all day tomorrow, as well as Sunday. Now, if conditions get a little worse, we'll just report from our office, and we don't want to be out there if there's going to be 100-mile-an-hour winds. We'll be indoors. And but listen. I said this earlier today, and I'll say it again. There's no need to panic on this storm. It's not like Dorian, where it's spinning and it's a Category 5 at our doorstep. That was concerning last year. But listen, this is a small little weak storm, and if it goes to a Category 2, like I said, in the opinion of a lot of local forecasters, they claim that it will weaken, or it'll stay offshore and we won't get any of that from the storm. So we just need to get ready and be prepared. That's what you need to do today and tomorrow morning. Get prepared. If you think that you need storm shutters, put them up. We don't know what this storm's going to do. This thing could wobble around. It could strengthen more. It could fall apart. We really don't know. So we all live here in Sebastian. We're used to this year after year. We've been through some of the worst storms. I remember 2004, those set of hurricanes that kept hitting us. We haven't experienced that in 15 years, 16 years now. Wow, time's flying by. So when we see one storm heading our way and it might be a Category 2, it's nothing like what we've seen in the past here in Sebastian. So what we have learned as residents is we gotta be prepared if we live here. This is hurricane-prone territory. It is the alley, and make sure you get your medicine stocked, a couple of days worth of food in case the power goes out. These are unpredictable situations. We don't know if the power is going to be off for a couple of days. Just stock up and make sure you've got your supplies. And right now, it's most important that I say this. If there's an evacuation, follow what they say. Listen and follow instructions to local authorities. If they say to evacuate, then leave. But we're not at that point, and we may never get to that point. So just from other experiences with the hurricanes last year and all that, we have to be prepared, for the worst. So right now, I talked to the Indian River County EOC just a few hours ago, and right now they don't have a plan to do any kind of mandatory evacuations or none of that. But we're staying tuned with them. We're following them, and if there is, and Brevard County as well, we will let you know. But right now, it looks like the storm's going to be small, and it'll remain offshore for the most part. But again, this thing could wobble around. Now, there's all these different TV stations that have a different track and a different path. And the reason for that is they're using the models called the GWS, which is the United States model, and the Euro model. Some TV stations are following the Euro, which puts the storm closer to our shoreline. And then the other spaghetti model, of course, is the GWS, and some TV stations are using that. So that's why some of the TV stations are showing two different tracks. All right, but the official track is the one I showed you from the National Hurricane Center. What they've done is, since the Euro is closer to the shoreline and the United States model is more in the ocean, they just center it. They take both models and they center it, and that's how they come up with that path. So in that cone, that's how they do their cone. That's why anywhere in that cone could be the track for the hurricane. So right now, the side of the cone is right over Sebastian, so that it could come over Sebastian. But right now, it's looking it's going to stay offshore. So this is something we really need to pay attention to, and like I said, we're going to be doing live reports all day tomorrow and Sunday. On the other thing you need to do is pick up any loose objects that you have in your yard, like chairs or toys or anything that could fly around. When the winds pick up, these things become missiles, and they can strike vehicles, they can strike homes. So try to pick up any loose objects that you have in your yard, and today is the day to do that before the winds start picking up tomorrow. And that pretty much is the latest on this storm. Right now, it is the calm before the storm, and we will definitely keep. This isn't a catastrophic hurricane like a Category 5, thankfully. But they said that we were going to have, and when I say they, these hurricane predictions at the universities predicted a very busy season so far. And we haven't really seen it being too busy, but it is odd that we're going through this right now at the end of July. And we're early in the season here, and we're already preparing for a storm. So that's something else we got to keep an eye on. Listen, don't panic. Have a good weekend. We're going to be live all through the weekend. Get prepared for this storm in case it gets stronger. And we're going to have another update today. Keep watching us at sebastiandaily.com. Right on the home page, you'll see the latest update of the hurricanes, and as well as our videos. Hey, thank you for watching, and we'll have more news for you later on. I'm Andy Hodges. I'm coming to you live in Sebastian for Sebastian Daily.